Hello everyone! Today we continue working with a complicated asymmetric dress. We've already cut and tacked it. Now we'll show you what to do next. We'll show you the most complicated moments of stitching. Svetlana will help me today. I want to show you all the details once again. This sleeve isn't even tacked yet, and this one is ready. I wanted to show you how perfectly can linen fabric be stitched. Have a look at the beautiful stitching. Notice that there is no overlock stitching in the sleeve. Notice that all the seams are hidden. I've decided not to double sleeves with lining. I didn't want an overlock stitching to be seen from the right side, so this is how the girls stitched the sleeve. This is the first detachable detail, the collar one. We'll show you how to tack it to the dress. I remind you that the dress is asymmetric, so it's pretty hard to tack and stitch it. This is the second detachable detail. Now we'll be working with the collar one. Have a look at the dress. We remove the tacking from the side seams. The darts are already stitched and ironed. The other seams at the front are just tacked. Have a look at the back. All the seams are ready, except this one. Why? We'll attach the detachable detail here. Svetlana will show you how to do it. I remind you that this detail goes from the front to the back. Have a look here. Can you see that the details are not even? It's okay. Don't try to stretch or gather fabric. Attach a detail the way it is, and then cut the extra piece of fabric. Now we can start working. Do not forget about the checkpoint, which marks where the detail should be attached to the shoulder. We start taking from it. I know that the dress looked very complicated at the sketch. Now you know that it's not that hard to make it. I'm making a dress of linen fabric. You can also make it of strong cotton, or crepe for example, but it would be much harder. As I've already said, tack the detail the way it is. We're showing you the most complicated moments of tacking. Of course, it's much easier to make a simple dress. 2 side seams, 2 armholes, neckline, a dress is ready. Anyway, I don't need simple items. I need amazing items. We need to remove this tacking in order to attach the detail there. We're showing you how to tack this dress step by step. I'm telling you once again that you should attach the detail the way it is. Do not try to stretch or gather fabric. This is very important. This is the point where the seam ends. The detail will be stitched in this seam. This seam will be stitched without the detail. First we need to tack the detail and cut the extra piece of fabric. We've tacked the detail. When we cut the extra piece of fabric, we'll stitch the whole seam. Have a look at this detail once again. It starts on the back and goes to the front. This detail is asymmetric and pretty complicated. Now we'll show you what to do next. Have a look at this angle. We've already cut it when taking for the fitting. Now we need to double it with fabric adhesive in order to cut it more. Have a look here. We've attached a small piece of fabric adhesive. Now we can cut this angle without being afraid of breaking fabric. Now we'll cut it and start taking the seam. Be very attentive. Notice how we attach the two angles to each other. You need to be very careful and attentive. It's very important to be accurate. Have a look at this angle once again. The collar ends here, but we'll continue stitching this side. Now we'll stitch this princess seam from the neckline to the side seam. Here it is. This is the princess seam we're going to stitch now. You need to learn how to work with seam allowance. Stitch as much as you add. If you add 1 cm, you need to stitch 1 cm, not 1.2 cm. Being accurate is a key factor for making good items. Be very attentive now. This is the moment we are shooting this tutorial for. When you stitch the seam till the very end, leave a needle inside and turn fabric. Stitch an angle back and forth first, and then continue stitching. Now we'll go to an ironing desk. Have a look at this angle. We haven't ironed it yet. This is how an angle should look like if it is stitched accurately. It will look even better after steaming. Next, we need to steam the seam gently before going to an overlock sewing machine. We've decided not to stitch the upper part of the seam with an overlock sewing machine. It will be covered by welt. Notice how Svetlana irons. She is very gentle. Do not forget about top stitching. We haven't fixed the thread because we'll make a small knot here. The top stitching starts from the neckline. Always leave a needle inside if you need to turn an item when stitching. Have a look here now. Notice how perfectly the detail is attached to the item. We still need to stitch this side of the detail. It's not hard to do it. Now we're stitching the detachable detail on the back. I'm glad we've showed you such a complicated technique. You'll attach the second detail the same way. Now we're stitching the seam with an overlock sewing machine. The second detachable detail isn't attached yet. It will be attached here. The collar one is ready. It starts on the back and goes to the front. I think that everything is clear so far. That's all for today. Be different and beautiful. We're Irina and Svetlana. Subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.